Morning guys, my name's Hannah and I'm the C5 nut. Well, yes, it's bloody cold out here. I mean, look at these cars. Look, as white as you want to go white. And then you look at me van. Yeah, my van isn't showing any signs of that. Only because I had the heating on last night. Yeah, but guys, look how white this is. Look, it's nuts. Yeah, see. Right, so we're down at my friend's place. Today's video is we are going to put a new dashboard into this car. Now this car is a 3-litre V6 automatic. It is the Mark II, or the facelift, whatever you want to call it. It has a, so my friend put a sat nav in this one. Now originally it didn't have a sat nav, so he cut the hole in on the top, which I'll show you on this replacement one. So this bit here wasn't as big on that one, so he cut it, and basically he's got the option to put this one into there, and that's what we're going to do. So today's video is how do you remove a dashboard on a Citroen C5. As you can see guys, the reason why we're replacing it is yeah, not bad for a first attempt. Can't go wrong there really. I mean, yeah, looks alright. That's the reason why we're just changing the dash. So first things first, what you need to do is disconnect the battery. While the battery is being disconnected, we've got to take the airbags off. But what I need to do is go in here, lift this out. That should just come out. Everything's cold, so everything's just as like twice as stiff and hard and all that stuff. So pull that out. Now there's two bolts. If I can get it, see if I can zoom in. There's a bolt there and a bolt there. Got to remove them in order to remove this whole centerpiece. So all of this has got to come out. The one thing I will do is possibly put it into neutral. Yeah, my train of thought has just disappeared then. But yeah, we've got to take that whole entire console out in order for us to get to the bolts to remove the dashboard out. So what I'll do, I'll just connect the battery, I'll remove them two bolts and take the centerpiece out, and I'll bring you back. Okay guys, so I've removed the center console. My mate's just gone to take it in to get it cleaned. Also the button was quite filthy as well, so we're going to clean it at the same time as sorting them out. Now there's these corner pieces that normally sit there. You want to pop them off. Now the battery has been disconnected. I will say, while trying to remove this, you want to move the seats far back as you can. If they are electric like these are, you want to move these back before you disconnect the battery. That way you don't get into halfway through stripping the car down and then realising that you then got to reconnect the battery again to get these seats back. Now the wiring across here is a bit manic. Me and my friend were trying to work out what sort of stereo to put in, because we've got quite a few sat navs. I brought some from my stock and my friend's got some, and we're just trying to work out which is the best sat nav to put in. Now we are going to go for an RT4 instead of an RT3 stereo. Now the stereo here, this is one that I think we're going to put in. Now to get her out, there's two holes on either side. You need a T10 Allen key to then take these screws out. So literally poke them in the hole, unscrew it, and the whole stereo will come out. That's where we're at with that. We've popped the dash out, or the screen out. Again, we want to try and work out what system we want to put in this car. Right, so you have noticed that just get in the car. You have noticed that we're taking the speedo out. Now, the last few ones have been a bit crazy, but if you put your hand roughly where this dimple is, there's two. There's one there, and there's one on the other side. If you use like a knife like a kitchen knife, and then pop it in here, you see these metal clips? If you can like slot the knife in, push these clips down, then you should be able to pop these out without breaking it. Yeah, worst time to take these out when it's bloody cold outside. Right, so you've got to remove this cover, which I've still got to do, pop that off. Now on the side of the dash, see these other covers? Now we need to take them off because that's where the bolts are. Now if you see on this side, there's like a little hole just there. I think it's a T20, but I will confirm shortly. But there's a screw there, and there's another one on the other side there. Take them two screws out, those two side panels will come out, and you then see the bolts. So what I'll do is I'll pop them covers off and I'll bring you back. Okay guys, so as you can see, that's a plate we've got to take off. There's a 13, a 13, another 13 and a 10. You've got to take that bracket off. Now I have noticed there's a bit of a red wire here, and I think that's for the antenna. So we're going to disconnect that as well. Apparently it goes to a little fuse. I think my mate's had some issue with this, so he's put a fuse in there. But yeah, not a problem, that just goes up into the thing. Right, now what we need to do is get the steering wheel off. Now under the cowling there's one screw and another screw. You need your trusty Torx bit. I think it's a 20. Like I say, I'll confirm, which I'll do now. Yeah, it's a T20 guys. Now most screws on a C5, especially anything to do with interior, is mostly the T20. So make sure you have one of these in your toolbox. Now this particular screwdriver, I wrapped it up with tape so I know which one it is, but this is purely, I only use this purely for that size, and that normally stays in my car. Right, so what you want to do is you then take the two screws out. You want to give this a bit of a tug, like so, and give it a bit of a downward pull. That should pop out. Might have to release, pull that out a little bit more just to gain access. That should then just pop off like that. Right, now the bottom half is taken off. We're going to put that up there. Now what we need to do is take the airbag out. Now the whole purpose for pulling off this centre console is so you can turn the steering 90 degrees, and I'll show you what you've got to do next. Okay, so using a flat-headed screwdriver, you want to get into this bit here. I will do a separate video on how to remove these airbags, but you need a flat-headed screwdriver. There's a peg and you bend that down and the airbag basically comes off. So what I'm going to do, I'll quickly pull this airbag out and I'll bring you back. Okay guys, so I have now removed the airbag. There's this grey plug that was plugged into this, that does the buttons for the horn. You got these two here which are for the airbag, so you need to remove them. Again, I'll do another video on that. Now there's a centre bolt just here. It's a Torx bolt. You need a T50 on a bit of a ratchet. Now I will say these bolts ain't like, they are tight but not like really tight. Now I've already loosened this off by, you know, I just loosened it off before I brought you back, but yeah, that's all it is. Don't over tighten these bolts because they do have a habit of stripping. So yeah, you only just a little nip. If you're worried about it, put some Loctite on, like someone's put it on here. That'll be perfectly fine. Then what you want to do is give the steering wheel a bit of a wobble. Yeah, I'll pause a minute and I'll pull the steering wheel off. Okay guys, so literally I just gave it a bit of a push. Now you will see on here there's a triangle. Now let's have a decent look at that triangle. You see that there's some of the splines have been taken away. Now that actually locates on here, so if you look on there, there's another lug. So when you actually do put the steering wheel on, it will only sit one way, which is brilliant. And then all you got to do is, let's just pop this off on both sides. Trying to do this one-handed is a bit of a mission. This is when you need both hands, but this needs to come off. And yeah, I'll quickly take this off. The other thing I didn't tell you about, which I'm going to, is okay guys, so yeah, the steering has now come off. There is a marked triangle just there, so the triangle matches with that lug up there, so you can't put the steering wheel different. It will only sit one way. Now what you want to do is, under here there's a couple of plugs. Just unplug all of these. There's two, one on either side. So you've got that blue plug, the brown plug. There's also a black plug, a grey plug, and a brown plug, another one that you've got undo there. What you then want to do is see that there's actually a bolt on the steering column. You need to take that bolt out. The steering UJ will then come out. There's two bolts, one there and one there, and there's one just hidden just in there. They're 13mm bolts. You've got to take them out in order for the whole entire steering column to come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the wire in here. I'll undo that steering joint down there and undo the 3 bolts here. Then the whole rack will come out. So what I'll do that and I'll bring you back. Okay guys, I've taken that plate off. I've taken the steering column off. Now you can get away with leaving the steering column in place. I will say it makes this dash even heavier to remove. So I like to try and take out the bigger bulky stuff. One, it doesn't cause any damage to when you take them out. Two, it makes the dash a bit lighter as well. So yeah, if some of you go in the comments, oh, you don't need to take that off, well, I like to. It just makes it a bit easier to remove the dash. Right, now after removing that plate, I have found, don't know if I can zoom in, there's an extra bolt in there. I'm sorry for the picture quality, but there's a bolt there and there's another bolt on the other side. Now that actually bolts to the top of the heater box, so you've got to remove them 2 bolts. Also looking down, you've got to remove these bolts off. There's also another set of bolts there, you've got to take them off. Once you've done that, we can then start removing the bolts on the side of the dash, which is there. Okay guys, so what you want to do is undo, there's a 13 there, there's another one just above it. I've already removed the top one, just going to quickly remove this bottom one. Like so. Right, now I've already done the other side, and I've also removed the bolts, the 2 10mm that were either side. Right, now the final one is this panel here. You should be able to just pull it out. I would recommend unplugging all of that. That way you're not going to cause any damage. So again, just a matter of unplugging all of this. See if I can do it one-handed. Oh, there's quite a few plugs under here. Just looking on the temperature, it's -3 where I'm at the moment, which is bloody cold. Right, so I can push that in, like so. One last plug. Can I do it one-handed? God, these clips are a nightmare, especially trying to do it one-handed. Right, I'm not going to break that plug. Right, I'll get that off. Basically, that's all you got to do interior wise. I will say is when you do pull the dash out, there is a couple of harnesses, wire harnesses, but you can unplug them when the dash is half out. Right, so that is mostly all unscrewed and bolted from the inside. Now there is 2 final screws, well I should say bolts, which is in the engine bay. So what you need is this plastic scuttle needs to come off. This needs to come off. The wipers need to come off. So I've literally just got the old screwdriver and just levered them off. They are 16mm nuts. So undo the 2 nuts, take the wipers off. Then there's these Torx again, which is T20. Funny that. 4 of these going across the side there. Also, if you look on this panel, just on this panel here, that needs to unclip. There's another bolt, you need to take that out as well. So what I'll do, I'll quickly do that and I'll bring you back. Right guys, so I've taken that plastic panel that was across here. Now you see this plate here, that needs to come off. Now there's a 10mm bolt there. There's 2 down here which you need to take out. Once you've taken that out, we then need to take the wiper motor mechanism out. There's a bolt there, there's a bolt there, and 1 up there. Take that out, unplug the motor, that will come out, and then there'll be 2 13mm bolts under here that holds the dash in. So once you've taken them 2 out, basically the whole dash will then just fall out in theory. But yeah, what I'll do, I'll take this panel off and the wiper mechanism off, and then I'll bring you back. Okay guys, so as you now see, the bracket's removed, the wiper motor's removed. Now just under here, there's 1 bolt, and there's the other one just in there. So you've got to take them 2 bolts out in order for the dash to come out. But yeah, take those 2 bolts out, that's all you need from the outside. Everything else is indoors. So yeah, I'm sort of trying to cut my videos a bit short. I know that ripping a dash out will take a few hours, so I'm trying to do miniature. If a job's going to take a good couple of hours, I'm trying to miniature down to as small as I can. So bear with me a minute guys, I'll take the bolts out and I'll bring you back. I almost forgot guys, if you pull this panel out, it just unclips. There's another 10mm bolt just there, and there's also 1 on the other side. Don't know if you can see that there. Take them 2 10mm out, then you should be able to grab this and give it a good old yank. Now it's already moving, so quickly take them 2 out, and then I'll give the other side a tug and it should just fall out. Right guys, so I've now taken those 2 10mm bolts out. Oh, let's get the camera back on. Right, so 2 10mm bolts are done. You should be able to just give it a yank, and there we have it. It's best to have 2 people doing this. Obviously I'm on my own, so this is going to be entertaining. Now what I'm going to do, I don't really want to destroy any of this, so I'm going to go and get my coat and then wrap that around just to protect it, and then it's just a matter of lifting it up and out it comes. There is quite a few bits of wiring, so when you do pull it out, just be gentle. But there is a couple of wire harnesses under there that we've got to disconnect. So what I'll do, I'll pull it out a little bit more and we'll have a look, see what cables we need to undo. Hey guys, like I say, it's still bloody cold out here. I'm surprised I'm still remembering on how to use a phone. Now, this plastic panel needs to come off. You need to do that on both sides. I completely forgot, but there's a couple of few earths on the driver's side that needs to be disconnected. That's what's stopping the dash from coming out fully. So yeah, just double check the earths on the other side of the dashboard, undo them. They're only 10mm nuts, and that should allow the dashboard to come away. Guys, so I've now pulled it out a bit further. There is a couple of plugs like this and another one just there that went onto that. Yeah, like I said, the other side had all the earths and stuff. When you move the dashboard, just double check around the wiring, just in case there's one or two hidden plugs you've got to disconnect. Most of it is ready to come out. Oh dear me, I see a problem. Oh, I'm not happy. What's that? No, not Traffic Master. Jesus Christ, what on earth? Bloody Traffic Master. I thought my days of Traffic Masters was finished. Clearly not. Right, I will say, guys, this dashboard is bloody heavy. I do recommend having two people. Unfortunately, my mate's now gone to work and it's just me, myself and I. Yeah, highly recommend. This is definitely a two-person job if you've got that facility. Yeah, right, I'll get this out. Yeah, and I'll bring you back. And guys, there you have it. One complete dashboard, including its wiring, completely out. That's what we've got left, guys. This. Now, just a curiosity, for some people who may or may not have issues with their heater box, I have actually got someone who's asked me questions about these. So basically, this is ready to go. There's just a couple of bolts. The other end of these pipes here are the coolant pipes. The other side, there is a screw. Let's see if I can see the screw from here. Let's see if I can zoom in. Right, see these two pipes here? These are the coolant pipes. Well, bang in the middle there, there's a screw. You've got to take that out. And next to it, so there's the coolant. About here, there's another 10mm bolt you got to take out. And I think there's one more you got to take out. Yeah, there is. And this bolt up here. And that's on the other side of the grill. You've got to take that out. Oh, and the aircon pipes. You've got to disconnect the aircon pipes. And then that whole entire heater box will then just come out. Yeah. Right. Well, guys, I'm going to leave it here because, one, I'm bloody cold. Two, I need a smoke. And three, I think I might chill out for about half an hour because that bloody dashboard is bloody heavy if you're doing it on your own. Yeah. Well, my mates also have got a little project for me to do on this car. So, which basically involves me taking the dash out anyway. There's no point in me going into depth with it because, in all fairness, I don't even know myself. It's that lane departure thing that meant to buzz when you go across the line without indicating. My mate wants it on this car, so yeah, what can I say, guys? Not entirely sure if the wiring's in there or not, so I'm just going to stop the video here and finish this one. So anyway, guys, when you come to put the dash back in, it's basically do everything but in reverse. So watch this video in reverse, then you would actually know what you need to do. But yeah, right, guys. If you like what you see, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you guys find any other easy ways of ripping these dashes out, please let me know. I'm always willing to learn new techniques that you guys may have. And yeah, where I'm at, yeah, don't forget to click and subscribe. If you like what you see, thumbs up as always. Don't forget to hit that bell icon. That will just let YouTube know that the next time I upload a video, you guys will get notification. Anyway, guys, take care. See you next time.